Love is love, families. So anyway, I just wanted to pop in and say happy Easter. And I just wanted to just try to do a quick, I don't know, I'm going to try to do as fast as possible summary of like the common sense you should have. So common sense tells me that they said it was 99%. We're going to talk about the coronavirus real quick and my common sense that's associated with it. So based on common sense and the math, they said 99% of the people that are in contact or end up with this virus, they fine without hospital. They do their 14-day quarantine and they out, okay? The other percentage they said is a 1% because it's 99% survival. So the 1% are elderly and people with pre-existing conditions that we always look after in a more careful way than anybody because they're always in danger and jeopardy. They're always our most vulnerable. So that's not nothing new. Okay. So now Trump asked Cuomo, do you want me to quarantine the whole state of New York? Like, I could block your whole borders off. Cuomo was like, no, that won't be necessary. We need our trade. We need to be able to go through back and forth. Plenty of New Yorkers just hopped in their car and drove down to Florida, any other state they wanted to go to. So nothing wasn't really shut down but the businesses. Then the businesses get shut down on some, I'll tell you who's essential. So Cuomo gets to decide who lives or dies and what's essential and what's not essential. And he try to, he got these king orders he throwing around in the name of the virus, okay? The virus numbers are not bigger than the flu numbers right now. And they're not reporting on, I'm sorry, I'm just having a corona. Love is love. They're not reporting on any other deaths but the coronavirus. So they labeling everybody coronavirus while they cancel funerals and don't do no autopsy. So we really don't know what's going on. For all I know, they over there organ harvesting and doing what they want. Because this pandemic numbers ain't enough. And then all of a sudden, the foreign virus pandemic jumps off the plane, skips the European and Chinese communities that they came from, and goes straight off to killing the blacks and the indigenous population. And without no problems in the communities where it came in from, the Chinese, I don't see them doing no drive-through testings, or if they are, it ain't affecting them where it came from. It's only affecting the blacks the most around here. Okay? The math ain't adding up to that either. We don't even got a passport. Least traveled anywhere. Okay, that math ain't adding up. Okay? And while they doing this under the disguise of public health, y'all people is listening to the news people telling you their opinions and their advice. It ain't nothing but opinion and what they think. They not the government. They not nothing. They not the person. Cuomo running around playing king governor over there and making decisions for the whole tri-state along with the other governors or whatever. But this is not a federal action of what they saying that it had to be, okay? Now, you get the National Guard in here. Instead of letting the National Guard protect some of your assets so we can have some kind of taxpayers running around here, so we can have some money for the kids' school, or have some money for supplies, or have some money for something, because New York is just going more and more bankrupt. Okay? So I understand about pandemic. I'm not taking that lightly. Me too. I stayed quarantined. I ain't got nowhere to go. It's cold outside anyway. I like to be in the studio anyway. Before the coronavirus, most of the time I was in the house any goddamn way, or in the studio somewhere, and go out when I go out with who I go out with when I go out. That's it. Okay? So I ain't had no body in my face that could have possibly, it's out of control. Then they change the facts on the shit every day for more fear factor. Okay? There's no tanks on the street. You people are locking yourself down. If they say essentials can go outside and you choose not to go outside, you just deemed yourself non-essential. I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm a citizen. I could be a citizen journalist outside. I can go film. I can do whatever I got to do to get me some money running around here. Pay my bills. Okay? Nobody's going to pay your bills when this is all said and done. They're going to still be trying to figure out, a lot of people, we might end up homeless and all of that. I don't know what's going on. Okay? Big corporations and these big businesses are trying to show their power. We will just fire everybody. But guess what? When you fire everybody, and you thought you was all that because you had all the employees and the customers, this and that, we could go start our own, and we just don't have to go to y'all non-essential businesses that had to shut down and fire everybody. So that means y'all couldn't handle it. So whatever. It don't even make no sense, B. It don't even make no sense, okay? It don't even make no sense what's going on. And then all of a sudden, they trying to contact trace, do this, trying to take people constitutional rights away. And then they targeting black people with that, which I'm so glad the President Trump said he's going to investigate what's going on. Because this is a foreign virus. Blacks rarely travel, and all of a sudden, we dying the most from the foreign virus. Doesn't make no sense. So I just want to say happy Easter again, and I'll come back in later because when I break down the whole scenario. And thankful for President Trump for investigating why they keep killing off the black people like they be doing.